So the next thing we want to do to make our map look the same as this one is to start removing the area around where our data is showing to make that completely white. So to do that, we want to start by creating a shapefile layer, which you will find here. We want to make the geometry type a polygon, and let's just name this layer outline. Let's hit OK. If it says that, let's just say yes. After that, we want to right click our layer. Let's toggle editing, and we're going to hit add polygon feature. So what we can do now is we can start to draw around all our points. So here we go, we have our area of our dots, except obviously we can see that it covers the dots rather than the outside covering the stuff we don't want to see. So let's fix that. So to fix this issue, what we want to start by doing is drawing another shapefile polygon. So let's do this again, and let's call this border for now. Again, we want it to be a polygon layer, so let's hit OK. Same thing, toggle editing, polygon, and this time let's just draw a big rectangle in the background. That's going to cover more space than you'll need on your final map canvas. So let's right click that, hit OK, and here we have those two layers. So the next thing we want to do is remove the area outline layer from within the big border layer, which we are then going to make white afterwards. So to do this, we're going to start by searching up vector overlay, and we're going to click on this difference tool here. What we want to do next is change our input and output layers to match what we want to be kept and what we want to be removed. So let's keep our border as our input layer and our outline as our overlay layer, and let's run that. Alright, what we're going to do next is hit close, and let's hide these two layers. So now if we zoom in, we can see all our dots are showing through, and we have a colored fill layer surrounding it. Then we can double click this, let's change its symbology, and let's change its fill. Let's give it a white outline and a fill as well. Let's hit apply, and there we go. We can see that only our dots are showing through and everything else is completely white. To finish off our map and make it presentable, what we want to do is start by creating a new print layout. So let's hit that and let's call it map recreation. So we've got our canvas, except our map is going to fit better on a portrait canvas, so we want to change that. So under item properties, we have our map size, orientation, let's just change that to portrait. Okay, next thing we want to do is we want to add our map, so let's just hit that, zoom out a bit, and let's just drag and have that filling our canvas. So here's our map, but obviously we need it to fill the space, and we also want to leave some room for a legend down the bottom. So let's drag this up a bit so we have space for a legend, and we also want to change the scale of our drawing. So this can be a bit of trial and error, but let's go for a value around 3500. Okay, so our map's at a pretty good scale now. So the next thing we can do is we can grab this move item tool, and we can just shift our map slightly so it aligns better with what's showing on the example map. Okay, so our map's looking pretty good now. It's filling up the space how we want it to. Last thing we need to do is start adding in our information like a legend. So let's just click on that, put that down here. The legend is going to show up with all of the information in your layers, but you can edit that in the item properties over here. Right now we can't actually delete any of the information in our legend because it is updating with what's happening in our other Qgis tab. So if we turn off auto update, we can then start removing stuff that is irrelevant to our legend. So we'll get rid of this, and this. And then we can start editing all of our information down here. So there we go, we've got our map in the back fitting the space how we want it to. We've got our legend showing all of our values, as well as a little title that explains what our map is all about. So there it is, the original and the recreation.